Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, we take a look at the sewing challenges for this month, October 2024. There's loads of them. It's very exciting.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So I'm getting all this information from Stash Hub. They do a blog post each month about the sewing challenges. In the description box below, there'll be a link to the blog post and you can check it out there. I'm not sponsored, but they do a really good job compiling all these. So that is where to go if you want more details. First up, we have Janome Sewing in Colour. Janome is a sewing machine brand, as most of you know, and I guess it's just a promotional thing that they do. So the colour for this month being fall or autumn for one half of the planet. Yeah, the theme is burnt orange or any autumn tones. And you just make something using a beautiful autumny tone, which sounds pretty cool. I've used up most of my orange fabrics actually. This one does not photograph well. That bit that looks taxi cab yellow is actually more orangey. And I kept filming it and moving the camera and trying to, because occasionally the camera color corrects and it goes to the right color, but no, it looks very yellow and grey purple or grey mauve, whereas it's actually really beautiful, deep, rich autumn tones. I sorted out some of my beads, obviously not all of them, but yeah, sorted them into colour order so I can use them again. Anyway, so yeah, you just make something in burnt orange, then take a photo of it, put it on Instagram and use the hashtag. Pretty much every sewing competition, you take a photo of yourself in whatever it is, post it on Instagram and at the right people and add the hashtag, and then you're in the competition. Okay, so next up we have, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. It's a return to autumn. Get involved in this challenge by picking one of these three approaches. One, sew something related to return to autumn activities, so back to school, back to work, back to the gym. Two, sew something which has typical colours of autumn. Or three, return fabric to use by sewing a used fabric. So upcycling. So it's bringing life back, bringing things back to life. Oh, that's quite a good theme. Well, this fabric would make it. It's kind of autumn tones, but it was dead stock from the shop that I bought it from, and it was a remnant. So it's like 1.5 yards or something like that. So it's enough for me to make a jacket. And yeah, so I guess I could do that. Ooh, I also have this orange snakeskin print fabric. It's really weird. It's like a picnic table, sort of plasticky. So weird. I bought enough to make a jacket out of, so I could make that one up as well. Anyway, next up we have a tunic sew along. And actually, we'll combine this with the next one. The next one is hashtag sewn with Big Five. And you basically go to simplicity.com. Again, I'm not sponsored. Just go there and look and see if you like any of the patterns. And you choose one from there and you make something from it. And then you post it on Instagram, and that's how you come into the competition. But basically, you go to simplicity.com. If you live in one of the countries where you can't buy from simplicity.com because the clothing sizing system in your country is different, and therefore they're not allowed to sell to you because it's too confusing, what you can do is go to Mood Fabrics, and they have free sewing patterns, and you just download them, print them out, and then cut out each pattern piece and make it from that. So it's not free, you have to pay for all the printing, but it's a way to get patterns if you don't know how to draft them yourself, or you prefer not to draft them yourself. So anyway, a tunic is a loose fitting top or overdress, like a jumper dress, and you just go on simplicity.com. Even if you're not going to buy from there, you just check out all the patterns, just look up tops or pullover dresses, and those are the ones. I have 3 that I pretty much always use. A cute white dress from McCall's. The bodice is a little bit baggy, and then you just pleat down a big loop of fabric for the dress. Butterick 6677. Again, it's a loose fitting top. You don't need a zip in the side or anything. There's just one button at the back. And then this Simplicity keyhole blouse that I crop slightly and then just add a skirt to it, and it becomes a really beautiful loose-fitting dress. So they are my go-to ones. The next sewing competition is Worktober. So for the whole month of October, you make something that you could wear to work. Well, I work from home, so that's yoga pants and a t-shirt for me. But I suppose you could knit yourself some socks. But I do make lots of Chanel style jackets. I think everyone who watches this channel knows my 2 favourite patterns are Vogue 7975, and for a simple Chanel style jacket, Burda 6123. I know that making your own jacket can seem really intimidating because tailoring is way harder than dressmaking. There's kind of more rules to it, but yeah, it's totally worth it. I wouldn't try and cram your first jacket into 1 month. When I started making jackets, I used to make one every 2 months. Well, the first few that I made took way longer than that. But yeah, just go slow. You're going to make mistakes, but you know, that's what we have unpickers for. Just unpick, start again, and it's absolutely fine. I would say that with jackets, more than shirts, more than anything else that you make in dressmaking, with jackets, I really would make a wearable mock-up first in quilting cotton or a cotton canvas, one of the sturdier, heavier weight cottons. And I've got a video, you just go to my channel and go Vogue or V7975. And I've got one on how you do alterations. You make sure the sleeves fit, then you do the back, then you do your shoulders, and only then do you worry about your bust. Everyone who gets it wrong and ends up giving up, it's because they start doing the fitting issues with the wrong bit. So yeah, just watch that video and it goes really slowly through it, and I explain why you do this one before you do the next one. And it's just that way you don't have to go back and constantly readjust everything. It's better to do it in this certain order, and that way you just do each thing once, and once it's finally done, like it does take forever to properly fit your jacket, but then I've literally made 100 jackets from that one alteration set that I did. So in my opinion, it is completely worth it. Anyway, next sewing challenge. This one is called Make a Garment a Month, and each month is a theme. Last month was luxurious fabrics or the fabric you've been saving. And then this month it's opulent October. So last month I misunderstood it and I thought it was a luxurious fabric, but this one is a luxurious fabric. So basically one of your most expensive fabrics. I've got loads of them, but yeah, I just love really, really beautiful, unique fabrics. I just think they're amazing. And quite clearly, I love to add beading onto them that just make them like 1,000 times more unique. I love the idea of being the only person on the entire planet that has a garment like this or anything like this. It's just so cool. Anyway, so yes, I'm definitely up for Opulent October. I think that sounds fabulous. And the next one we have is Scrap Busting September. This did start last month, but it runs until the 31st of October. So you've got another 3 weeks to get something done. I have this video I did it at the start of the year of like 15 or 16 of my favorite patchwork dresses and made out of scraps and leftovers. But I guess any layer cake dress is really just a scrap busting dress because you only need a quarter of a yard or half a yard or 1 yard of each of the different fabrics, and then you mush them all together and you get a beautiful dress. The next one is hashtag sew romp jump play. And you have to make a romper, a jumpsuit, a play suit, or a boiler suit or overalls between September 25th and October 26th. And you have to do the usual Instagram things. Yeah, I won't be doing this one. I don't like clothes where you have to completely take them off every time you go to the bathroom. Like, do other people just not pee? I don't get it. So, yeah, no, I just get so cold. I don't know how people wear things like that. Anyway, each to their own. So, yeah, you just make it, take a photo of yourself, post a picture on Instagram. Next up, those beads are ones I'm thinking of redoing the beading on one of my Chanel jackets. But anyway, next up is a bag making challenge, October 2024. And this is from Studio 7T7. I actually clicked this link, and it's a small business that sells bag making kits. And they seem pretty good, but you can also just have any bag that you've got, any bag pattern, you know, that you happen to have and you've wanted to make for ages. And they're having a like a online sewing session where you can all sit together and figure out your problem. If you just make the bag, and every time you've got a problem or you just want to chat while you're working, you do that. So that sounds good. And it's free online party between the 21st and the 25th of October. So you can finally make your own bag. I keep meaning to make another one. Maybe I'll make a simple tote or a like a messenger bag, a satchel. Something really simple that you can make even if you don't have a sewing machine. That might be useful because I have a few people saying they want to start making their first thing, but they're not sure about a jacket or a dress. So that might be simple. Not as daunting as a garment because there's like no fit issues with a bag. You just sort of cut, measure, cut, then sew it together. Yeah, my sewing area is a little bit of a disaster zone at the moment. I'm sort of KonMariing absolutely everything at the moment. The last new sewing competition for this, or sewing challenge for this month, is Finish That Work in Progress 2024. So you've got to... It's got to have been started before October, and you've got to finish it before October 30. And yeah, any handcraft welcome prizes will be drawn. Oh, that just means it can be sewing or knitting or crocheting or anything like that. And again, you just take a photo, do the @ and post on and the hashtags and post on Instagram. Yeah, I've got loads of things that aren't finished. I suppose I could do the silk lining for like a dozen jackets. Yeah, I can't see that happening. But you just have to be so patient to cut out silk. And I'm kind of not patient. I am patient, but it's a different level of patience that you need to cut out silk properly. I can finish the cactus flower jacket, that gold one with flowers all over it. There's just like a handful of flowers left to go. There's one obvious one missing on the back of the shoulder there, but there's also a few on the underarms. And yeah, it's almost done. And then I have to do the silk for it, silk lining. And there's the handbag. I've done the template handbag, but now I want to do a beaded handbag. And these are some beads and they're lotus flower heads. The problem is the whole of the bead goes like it's a stem. So you have to anchor it with the bead on top. I figured it out though. I'm going to put a clear bead on top and use the sage green coloured thread. So you'll sort of be able to see the clear seed bead, but not really. Oh, and these beads, I'm starting to get all my beads in one big area so that I can KonMari them all, because they're supposed to be in one box for each colour, but they're not. Anyway, I bought those ones because they look like carrots. I thought, you know those Dolce & Gabbana dresses and the printed fabric with like carrots and snow peas and things like that? I was going to do little groups of carrots with green at the top, and then I've got these other big green ones, and they could be the peas. And these are some leaf ones that I have, and I just happened to get them out as well. I was going to mix them in, the leaf ones in. I was going to mix them in with my pink flower ones, but I don't know. There's this book by Douglas Adams, and there's this character he's a faulty robot, and he sees everything in a uniform shade of pale pink. So on the one hand, I kind of want to make a jacket that's all these pale pink flowers and nothing else, but it would look so cute if the green was in there. And this is my last navy blue Chanel jacket. Navy blue Chanel tweeds they're quite rare, and I just love them. I just love them so much because they're incredible, but they're also boring enough that people don't notice how incredible and unique they are. And then I've beaded it, and I have it out because I want to put more beading on it. And on the back, I want to put an inverted triangle on there in the same, like, the amount of beading that's on there. I only used up half the bag of beads, because I got a pound of beads, which if you're metric, that's 1/2 kilogram, which is a lot of beads, and I only used half of it. So it's 1/2 pound or 250 grams is on there at the moment. And I want to do a triangle on the back. So that will effectively, I think, use up the other half. So I'm just trying to decide whether I should unpick some of the stuff on there or I should superimpose the triangle over the top. I'm not sure. Or I could just finish other things first instead of unpicking something that's already basically done. Anyway, that's it. There's a few recurring sewing challenges that are from previous months and are continuing. The so sophisticated, I just find it so difficult to pronounce sophisticated when it's spelt not the way that I know it to be spelt. Anyway, so you make something fancy and take a photo and post it on Instagram for that one. I think you have to attend an event too, but yeah. Anyway, if you like making formal outfits, that might be a good one for you. And then there's another work in progress challenge where you just finish something that you've been meaning to finish for quite some time. Oh gosh, I've got boxes of things I could be finishing. Then we have Last Sewer Standing. This sort of started, it starts at the start of each year, and you try and be the last, you join in, you sign up for it, and then you try and be the last one standing who hasn't bought any new fabric and is just using up their stash, because this blog post is arranged by, organised by Stash Hub, and it's like an app to put all your fabric stash on and use so that you can see everything and use it up. Anyway, the next one is 2024, the whole 30 yards, or the whole 30 fabric challenge, and it's 30 yards, 30 meters, whatever. You just say, yep, right, I'm not buying anything new. And then from that point on, you have to use up 30 yards or 30 meters of your fabric stash before you can buy something new. And if you accidentally buy something new, then you have to start from zero again. Next one is 2 from stash, and you use 2 fabrics from your fabric stash each month. This is much more manageable than the 30 yards thing. And yeah, I do this one each month. Then the last recurring one is mend, care and repair, and you just fix your clothes. If you can't really be bothered making, or you don't have the energy to make a whole garment, then just get out something that needs the hem starting to fall down or a button's missing or something like that. And you make something wearable again, but without having to, choose a pattern, cut everything out, sew everything together, do adjustments. So I think that's a good one. And that is it for the sewing challenges for this month and for this video. I hope you found something that piqued your interest. As I said, description box below, click the link and you'll be able to get much more detail on all the competitions and challenges. I am off to make some jackets and finish that cactus flower one. It's so close to being finished. Anyway, thanks again for watching and happy sewing.